It's the Wickersham Leader Show with today's episode, I'm Happy. Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry to keep you waiting, had to go get some water real quick. I hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves this Sunday. Sorry, you just gotta take in a deep breath and feel the art flow into you. So, this is continuing the votes that you guys have all given, and yesterday we had Kitty. Today, we have Droopy. Hydration stream when? Fine, I'll drink into the microphone. Watch. Feel better? Good? That kind of content you're looking for? I bet. Some people say I'm all wet, but nah, just hydrated. So, Droopy. I don't believe I've really drawn Droopy before. But that's okay. Most of these things I'm drawing on streams, I'm drawing for the first time. Break every hour for hydration. I usually drink while I play. Or stream or draw or something. Should be fine. So Droopy's an interesting character. He's had a lot of different designs over the years. Oh, and I guess even though I have that image up on screen, I won't be using that one. I'll be using the design of him that has the jowls white. Hello, Tropic. Good to see you. Let's see now. Where should we start? Maybe if I'd like, maybe a front view would be funny. Yeah, hold on. So I didn't get Droopy for the longest time. I knew he existed, but I didn't know what his deal was, what the shorts were about. I only decided to take a look at them pretty recently. They're pretty good, but most of the humor isn't from, like, Droopy himself so much as it is that everybody else. Because essentially what it is that Droopy's trying to do something, and everybody's trying to stop Droopy from doing that thing. Oh gosh, something's in my nose. And usually it's just that usually Droopy just, what's the word I'm looking for? Droopy just kind of figures it out on his own and manages to succeed despite that. The Oregon Trail? I don't know what you're talking about with the Oregon Trail. Although reference material for this guy's a little hard to find. Here, let's try this. So he's essentially, his general head shape is like, it's like this, yeah, you get this, and then his nose would be up here, and the jowls go way down. I remember first seeing him in Roger Rabbit. I believe that was the first time I've ever seen Droopy, but I didn't really know what his gimmick was. And then he would just show up in Tom and Jerry stuff randomly. Probably needs coffee. No, he's fine. He just looks like that. Hey, Congus, good to see you. Okay, so something like this is probably what we should go for. Yeah, that's right. He's not depressed. He just looks like that. And that's fine. Let's see. How about a body shape? We could go for, like, the body shape that he had. His jowls are a bit long in this one. Hang on. I'm using a picture from Roger Rabbit as a reference, but his jowls weren't really that long. Something like this, yeah. Then his ears. These little nubs off the sides. And then his hair. I think his hair was kind of just whatever. You could kind of just do whatever you wanted with it. Although they did redesign it in the 50s. Oh my gosh, so Droopy's redesign in the 50s is not really my idea of a good design for him. If you've never seen it, he looks like this. And, like, that's just a little too simplified. I feel like it loses a bunch of his, well, droopiness. You know, like, this like, when you see this guy here, and you see the guy that looks like, that looks like this, he looks like he's melting. Looks so bland. I know. Oh my gosh. It is. It's very, very bland. His head's thinner than that. And a bit taller. So, yeah, kind of like this. And then the hair is just kind of whatever you want it to be. Because it's a little shag, it's a little ruffle of hair that just kind of sits there. Interesting that all the title cards still showed him smiling, though. That's pretty good. I mean, he just looks sad. Nah, I'll leave it without the thumbs up. He should just be looking solemnly at the camera. Drew pressed. You know what, folks? I'm happy. Yeah, that works. We'll give it another pass with the sketching, of course. Honestly, when he cameoed in Roger Rabbit, that's probably the droopiest he's ever looked rather, because like everything on him is just womp. His eyes are closer together than that, so let me try. Need that to be down farther, but the same general gist. This guy was never really popular enough to appear in video games, now that I think about it. Like, they've had games based on all other kinds of cartoons, but Droopy never got one. The Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, Tom and Jerry, they all got some. I don't know how popular he really was, now that I think about it. I mean, he was easily the biggest name that MGM had back in the day. Well, second biggest after Tom and Jerry. Which is why he kept appearing in Tom and Jerry related things, like the Tom and Jerry movie. A nice circular nose. Oh yeah, Congus for sure. He definitely just wasn't as big as some of the other ones. Honestly, that was one of the things Tex Avery wanted to fix when he was at MGM. He really wanted to make it so that MGM had their own star-studded cast of characters. Because when he was working at Warner Brothers with the Looney Tunes, he kind of didn't like the management, but his main issue when he moved away was that he didn't get to work with the Looney Tunes. You know, he really liked working with Daffy and Porky and Bugs. But I'm not going to deny that Tex Avery made some of his most famous madcap craziness when he was at MGM. I mean, Screwy Squirrel, Red Hot Riding Hood, Screwball Squirrel, Red Hot Riding Hood, Slick Wolf, Droopy Dog. I mean, these are all classics in their own right, and I feel like a lot of people just don't know too much about them. And people definitely take inspiration from him even now. I feel like if somebody's doing like a cartoon thing, like in the background, it's like, this is a cartoon. They're probably gonna do something inspired by Tex Avery. Okay, yeah. At least the nice thing is that his body is going to be all one color. And due to the way it's positioned with the head, I can make it a completely separate thing. My two favorite Golden Age directors are probably Bob Clampett and Tex Avery. Those two guys were just in such a different league of their own. Their own units at their respective studios were just so good at doing what they did that they kind of couldn't be touched. Every time Bob Clampett was kind of like modern day, is kind of like the equivalent of Genndy Tartakovsky today. The poses, the moment-to-moment faces, the exaggeration of facial expressions to really give like a striking feeling is great. Although he doesn't hold out on the poses as much as Genndy does. That's more like Jones. Maybe some McKimson. There are a lot of cartoon stars though from way back that just nobody remembers anymore. Maybe a little. Yeah, that works. A little more. He's a little bit ugly. But I guess he's ugly in that endearing way. I mean, Droopy was definitely the king of Tex Avery's favorite joke, where a character would run really far away, only to find out that Droopy was actually there before they were. Yeah, there we go. It might be a little too big. The back gel can mess me up. So normally on these, I kind of find myself doing a mixture of a bunch of different designs. For example, this stuff with Droopy, it's kind of like a mix of his original design, his late 40s, early 50s design, and his design in Roger Rabbit. Which, his Roger Rabbit design takes cues from his original design, but reworks it slightly to be a little more... Reworks it slightly to be a little more in line with the color choices that they gave him later. Okay, I'm quite happy with this. I mean, I assume Droopy's supposed to be a bloodhound, but... I haven't really said what kind of dog he is. Okay. Alright, yeah. What shall we start with? Well, since we're going to be mostly using white, let's begin with the white. Getting these lines to match up can be a real pain, let me tell you. Apparently he's a white basset hound. Oh, a basset hound. I believe that. I don't normally think of them as droopy dogs, but that would make more sense with the color. Right, here we go. There's the general head shape we're working with. Oh, there we go. He's very simple now that I'm looking at him. I think it's just what's really important is to get that facial expression right on him. Don't make him look sad, per se, because he's not sad. Just make him look like... Honestly, I would not describe Droopy as looking sad. I would describe Droopy as looking fed up with life. Or, no, not fed up. Like, reserved to his lot. Like, he just knows what life has in store for him. Which is obviously not how he's actually feeling. That's just what he looks like. And I think that's an important distinction to have. Because if you do make him look overly sad, sleep deprived but chill, that's a good way of looking at it too. Because obviously there were times in shorts where they did have to make him actually look sad, right? So he couldn't just look this sad, I mean, unless they have to go really crazy with the sadness, but they don't tend to. Okay, so we've got the general head shape here. Let me get in the muzzle. Which is gonna go on top here. Let's shrink the size of this a little. There we go. Move this over. That works. See, a lot of the times when I do these, I kind of find myself going, that's good enough. But I think, let's see if I can fix this. That works, yeah. That doesn't look too awkward. There we go. Ah, nice. Although my favorite Tex Avery short is probably just Red Hot Riding Hood in itself. I think it's just quintessential Tex Avery. I think everything you need to know about this director is done well here. Oh my gosh, what? So, hold on. I don't know if you guys can see this, but when did I accidentally set the opacity on this to 95%. Okay, it must have happened after I drew these lines, because thankfully they don't seem to have that flippin', how did I do that? I think the important thing about looking into a short like Red Hot Riding Hood as well is the thing that it was in response to. I mean, it calls it out directly. The whole short is supposed to be a parody / response to all of the Disney likes that were out there that were trying to do these straight retellings of fairy tales. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know, in general, but it was everywhere. Kind of like how Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner were created to be a critique of the Chase cartoon, because they said everyone was chasing everyone. But when you've only got 7 minutes to introduce your character and give them a gimmick, a chase cartoon makes sense. Because that way you can set things up without them knowing. Like, a cat and a mouse? Sure, they'll be chasing each other. A cat and a dog? Yeah. A cat and a bird? Sure. You know? A hunter and a rabbit. A hunter and a duck. You know? Just, it doesn't matter. We get the gist from the get-go without needing any pre-information. But that wasn't always the case. As the 40s moved into the 50s, we started seeing cartoons that were less focused on that. Things like Foghorn Leghorn or the Hunting Trilogy. Despite being a hunter and something that they're trying to hunt, you know, most of it is Daffy and Bugs talking to each other and Elmer to try to get them to not be shot. It's almost like a meta commentary on the way these things go, and it works really well. Okay, got all that. Let's get the nose. That was close. Oh man, these round shapes kick my butt so many times. But I think I got this one. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Let's get the hair. Actually, let's do the ear as well. Ba, 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 Huh. I have most of his colors in already. I'll tell you one thing, this guy's a lot easier to get right than the cat I drew yesterday. I don't expect this to take me too long at all. If I do finish real quick, then maybe I'll do some drawings, I'll do some doodles with requests from the audience. Animals are fun to draw, but I don't draw them often. You've never drawn Banjo? Well, I guess that doesn't mean never, but, like, have you ever drawn Banjo? Time for another layer. Excuse me. I have, it was a while ago, an existential crisis on the art style. Ooh. How would you describe your art style now, if you had to? Well, this is already starting to just look like him. Although I do want to smooth this ear out. I don't know how those old animators did it. They kept their hands steady and they managed to keep all their lines smooth. It's insane is what it is. Now let's get some eyes in there. A graffiti urban anime style. You know what? I see the graffiti. Bit trouble getting back on. Oh, why's that? But no, Congus, I definitely see your. I mean, you've been. I can't stress enough how I'm really happy to see your art every time you post it. You've been doing such great things. I mean, you do things that I can't do. Let's get one of those eyelids in. He's got purple eyelids. He looks bludgeoned. He looks like he got punched in the face. I'm not gonna mince words. Should this be more purple? No, this is a fine color. The first time you saw him was in those Robert Rabbit shorts, or maybe the movie. Ooh, yeah. That I was saying earlier, that's the first time I ever saw Droopy. But I didn't really know who he was. I mean, that movie has so many cameos from so many different cartoons. Especially, I mean, if you especially like Disney cartoons, they've got... I mean, they have, of course, Mickey in the gang, but they've also got characters who are generally a little less common, like Horace. Horace and Clarabelle in the background. They got the three little pigs, the big bad wolf, the reluctant dragon. Tinkerbell even appears at the end of the movie, even though Peter Pan wasn't out at the time the movie takes place. I mean, Tinkerbell has the honor of being the last character you see in the movie. I'm not on a different layer. Oh. Disney's Ferdinand? True. I'm honestly just surprised how much research I had to do with graffiti and all the nuances that go into it. Oh yeah, no, graffiti, I call me a square, but I like graffiti. I appreciate, like, its movement, what it's trying to do, but I also prefer when graffiti isn't trying to deface somebody's house. Oh yeah, even Betty was in the movie. I mean, they had so many different characters. But the MGM, Warner Brothers, and Disney all collaborating. Although MGM would have been acquired by Warner Brothers later. So that wasn't too much of a surprise. So that wasn't, like, it's not too crazy nowadays. But even still, the only time that Mickey and Bugs have ever been on screen together, it's insane. That's never... I mean, is that ever going to happen again? I have no idea. It could. But, like, Roger Rabbit is a movie that only could have been made in the time it came out, I think. And I don't mean that, like, in a cynical, like, people wouldn't get it way, but I mean, like, 2D animation was still popular and seeing widespread use, but it also, the medium had progressed enough to where we could get these insanely cool renderings and styles come forth in it, you know? Disney was big, but it wasn't like the mega corp that people know it for now, you know? Like, that really only happened with its renaissance a year later, I think. Now we just gotta do the other eye. Plus, a lot of the people who were working on the movie were people who worked on those original shorts all those years ago. Sometimes it was to their benefit, sometimes it was to their detriment. Chuck Jones was originally called in to help direct the Daffy and Donald scene with them playing the piano, but apparently Chuck Jones was kind of going to ruin it because he wanted to make sure that Daffy lost. Which kind of would have ruined that scene if there was a winner, you know? Instead, the mutually assured destruction that was in the final film is a much better ending for that scene. But he claims he hated what the final version of the scene was. Or at least he did claim. I think that by the time the 80s had rolled around, Chuck Jones definitely was... I mean, Jones was definitely not putting out his best work at that time, but even so, it really felt like he was... It really felt like sometimes that the Looney Tunes were just going through the motions during that time period. Just doing things because that's what they're supposed to do. Oh, I'm just realizing that this side does not follow the contour properly. It would be here. And then that means that this one... There we go. There we go. So many little things go into a picture. It'd be really hard to keep track of it all. It's also easy to get... It's also easy to lose the forest for the trees, you know what I mean? Get in there. There we go. Just shrink this ever so slightly. Perfect. Okay. Now for the eyes on this one. Ah. You can put the head back on now, and wow, he's basically done. At least on, you know, and with all this stuff. Now we just got to get the eyebrows in, and then we can start shading. Oh, getting this to look right is... Okay. All right. Sick. Now we can start doing the shading for the big things, which, in the case of his body, would be just his arm, and then on his face, it would be all of those droops, because he's got a lot of them. Well, he's got more than most others, but not a crazy high amount. This design is still relatively simple. Just making sure. And for shading, let's go with a dark blue. Okay, yeah, that looks right. Now let's get his jowls in. Same thing, same color. Where is it? Is it here? Ah, there it is. Let's make this a little smaller. Nice. Right? No? There we go. Yeah, okay. Ooh, that needs a new layer. It's just so drastic hearing these new Street Fighter songs. All right, one more. Well, one more of these, and then we got another one. I honestly did a great job with them. It's fit naturally when you're in a match, but the old themes shall be missed. They shall. I'll always miss Chun-Li's Street Fighter 4 theme. That's always been my favorite. At least we'll have Smash. One more. I like the Street Fighter V rendition, but the Street Fighter 4 definitely is the best version of it. Guile's theme is probably going to be the most missed of all. It doesn't go with everything. Apparently, it doesn't go with Street Fighter 6. Color that in, and then we're going to gently, and I do mean gently, erase. It's gonna look weird now, but when I shade it later, it should look better. Okay. Now, the only thing left is the mouth. And now we gotta get the mouth in. And then we'll be golden to start shading in general. Well, maybe I'll get the eyelids first. Ugh. Hello there, Mikey. That needs to be darker. Much better. Much, much better. Apparently Droopy was going to appear in one of the recent batch of Looney Tunes shorts, but I think it might have been cut. Oh, and Mickey, too. He's having his last short from the Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse series. That Steamboat Silly short. Which some people are saying they're doing to try to renew copyright on that somehow. Which I have no idea. Okay. Oh, wrong. Hello again, Mikey. We'll get one on top. No. Let's try the top staying instead of the bottom. That might have changed things. But make this one super light. That could work. Let me just erase more of this over here. Excellent. Now what's left? The wrinkles on his face, yeah? Yeah. That shouldn't be too hard. And once we have all that, we can just start shading, like shading. Right here. Replace your phone screen protector. Wow, I've never done that. Now that I think about it. I mean, I don't know if my phone needs protecting. He's a spunky guy. He can take care of himself. At least most of the time. There we go. And we're gonna ease up on everything around here. Especially up there. Ooh, that looks nice. I remember on Boomerang, there's this one Droopy short that they would play all the time during commercial breaks. Way, way back. It was this one where Droopy was like a cashier and the Slick Wolf came by. And he didn't tip. So Droopy endlessly pursued him. And it was like, tip? You want a tip? Get a real job. Fill that in. Yeah, that's better. For a darker thing like this as opposed to just the drooping eyes, I think that works better. Maybe I'll get that for this one as well. Actually, that does look nice, too. Okay. Now, what is left? Okay, he's got a bit of a droop on top. I can see that. Okay, and let's go for... Yeah, let's go for that. Ah, perfect. No, actually, I had that reversed. Ooh. Yeah, that's it. Can I move this a little? That works. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Kind of looks better if I just get rid of this part over here. I'm thinking if I want to leave this. But I think the answer is yes. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, I know what I forgot. Yeah, and one more of those. He's so wrinkly, I bet if you touched him, he'd feel like leather. Ah, wow. Look at all that wrinkles. Well, let's see then. What shall we do? I think we're done with all the little details. I think now it's time that we start getting to the big stuff. Let's start with the hair, because I feel like starting with the hair. We'll say the light's coming from the right side today. Get the shine in. Despite the fact that I want this to still have some darkness to it, I don't want to get lost in there. Which can all too easily happen. Ah, nice, right? Should be nice. And then a little more shine over here, and then we can even get some shine from the back. Maybe a little darker. I did hear people complain about my contrast, but I often feel like my pictures get so muddy and dark that you lose the original, you lose the color. Like, this doesn't feel right, does it? Alright, these should be exclusively on the bottom. Yeah, that looks nicer on the bottom. It looks smooth, a little too smooth. Let me get rid of this. Let me try again to lighten this up with a different color. With a slightly different way of doing it, I should say. Maybe a little more. Maybe, come on. I think this might be it. Might be what we're looking for. You replace your own screen protector damaged. Oh. Well, that would be a good reason to replace your screen protector. I almost never replace the thing. Okay. Sure. Why not? I'll do the nose. Actually, I'll save the black stuff for later. We'll do these next. Just going down the list here. There's these. Just... Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay, and then one more down here. And then erase the top. Don't drop your phone too often, so it's nothing usually you have to worry about. The other one was starting to break. Like glass, and I could have cut your finger if you didn't replace it. Oh, well, then that, you know, that's fair. That's a fair... That's totally fair. I mean, I didn't think it was a bad reason. I just never personally had to replace... I mean, I think my current phone, the protector is also busted a little. But, I don't know. It's fine, honestly. Okay, erase what's down here. Maybe this is a bad color. Let's try darker. Oh, that's better. That's a better color. And of course, I'm realizing now that also this thing is not filled in. There we go. Wow, I didn't do it on the other one either. No matter. Oh, I can also see in the eye here that I did not fill all that in. There we go. Maybe just straight up black? Okay, that color could work. See, I'm having a bit of a problem now with my colors. Oh boy. It never ends. Unlike yesterday's picture, you know, I'm not trying to actually make it black and white. So even when I'm shading white or something, I want there to be color. Come on. There we go. And then on the bottom, one more. Higher up. There we go. And And start erasing this stuff. Maybe smaller. There we go. We want to keep that dark. Maybe not so dark. There we go. Now, shading the rest of it. Simple. No, let's try again on that one. And then around the bottom. Here in the middle. Nope, not that big. We want to give the inclination of this being like a tube shape that has some light going onto it. Okay, cool. Some of those. Let's get that shine in. Although Droopy existed after the eyelid shine was out of fashion, I like putting it on anyway. I think it's just neat. Alright, now we got this one. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Song must have startled me so much that I had to sneeze. Okay. Maybe a little more care could be put into this one, though. Droopy, absolute Toon Chad. Probably, that's... Yeah, I would say that's accurate. You'd probably be what people would call a Chad nowadays. Despite everything, he manages to succeed. Alright. Now for the light. Alright, let's shade those eyes now. Someone in another Discord I was in is about our opinions on a specific member. And I guess correctly, the person just changed the name and they were the same member they were asking about. Oh boy. That kind of drama is stuff no, not for me. You know, I try to avoid that sort of stuff. But, hey, maybe I'll see it eventually anyway. Who knows? Maybe that guy will show himself again in the most obvious way possible. You know, I really thought I had him with that one Kinnikuman bit I was gonna do. But then they spoiled it. You didn't even get the chance to read it. That would have been so good, honestly. I know, if I actually did get him with it, it would have been fantastic. But I don't... it just doesn't... Now that, you know, it just doesn't seem like it would have worked. But hey, I don't know. Maybe they were that stupid. Maybe they would fall for it. Although lately, he's kind of given up all pretenses and just shown up again. Just shown up again to make some rude remarks. Okay. Yeah, I know, that's the other thing. Why are you trying to sneak in when you're making it really, really obvious who you are? Probably because he was a kid. Expect to do it again. Yeah, maybe you're right. Actual behavior. You're right. Actual Looney Tunes behavior. He said he's gonna come back and do that twice a year, so I guess we gotta wait for the second time of the year. Maybe in December he'll come back. Gets caught bannovating. No, that's not Bugs. That's not Bugs. That's that's Yosemite Sam. He's going, "Ooh, you doggone long-eared galoot, let me back in." And then he's like, and he writes like Sam is back, and he puts it in. When did he say that? He didn't say that. I'm sorry, what are you referring to? The Bugs Bunny quote? Because he didn't say the Bugs Bunny quote. The twice a year thing. Oh, he said that on stream. Yeah, he told me that on stream while I was playing Tears of the Kingdom last week. Or this week, I guess. I can't remember which week it was. Point is, it was recent. And he looked, and it just looked stupid, honestly. Like, I don't know how you think you're gonna win in this scenario. Unless he's one of those people that thinks blocking means that they win, which, I mean, I guess that's how you get their jollies, you know? Okay. Yeah, that works. Let's start shading. How about the mouth first? I mean, he could do what he wants, but you give him multiple chances to correct, and he just actively chose. Yeah, I know. Even if I'm in... Look, even if I was in the wrong, yeah? Even if I was the one who was being stupid, like, you broke the rules of the stream. Right. Do I need to do any more than that? Oops. Good progress on the droopy. Thank you. Thank you. You know what he expected to happen? You got like, oh, you got me, you little skimp. Welcome back. Or like, congratulations, you've made my day slightly. Yeah, I don't know. Did he expect me to welcome him back with open, like, you know what it's like? It's like those pictures of people who are like, hey, draw this thing for me. And they're like, no. And then they're like, you have ruined the day. You've messed with me. I will destroy you so hard that you'll have to, you'll just have to do what I say, and you'll learn your lesson about charging for art. I'm going to give you one more chance. Will you draw this picture for me? For free. And it's like, what? Do you think, does this work? Does this like get people to do what you want? I don't get it. I mean, but you know, I also don't engage in that kind of behavior, so. Glory kills from Doom. Huh. You literally thought Barney Bear was in Roger Rabbit. I only recently saw Barney Bear. He wasn't a Tex Avery creation, was he? I don't think so. Lyric, spin the wheel alongside footage of a glory kill, you break a zombie's neck. Oh, Doom. Will you ever not be relevant? Actually, forget it. Is Mario movie from New York or New Donk? The Mario movie, I believe it says New York. The new one you're talking about. I mean, it doesn't matter, but the new one, yeah. But Pauline is the mayor? So, you know, it takes some elements from New Donk, but I think for some reason they just really wanted it to be in New York City. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now let's shade the rest of the head. I'm an MGM cartoon fan. You know the failed Captain the Kids adaptation? I think I've heard of it, but I don't remember ever seeing it. I don't know, is MGM your favorite studio? I don't think you've ever said which one was your favorite, but MGM? First Freeling worked on those cartoons, and he hated it. Huh. I mean, that sounds pretty standard for that kind of thing. I mean, how many different times have you seen somebody do something just for a paycheck, and then like, no, that sucked. I hated doing that. The interesting thing about Freeling was that, about Freeling as a director was that his unit was often considered the unit that just did what they needed to. Like, they were like, no, you're never going to get anything really outstanding or interesting from Freeling's unit, but you will get animation that's good, so, you know. Okay, yeah, that's coming together, right? Man, he certainly looks a lot more depressed now. Ben Hardaway and Cal Dalton left Termite Terrence. What did Hardaway do? Can you tell me a short that those two guys did? Or were they animators, not directors? They were directors. Okay. I made Bars and Stripes Forever, Gold Rush Days, and more. Gold Rush Days. That's the Elmer and Bug short, isn't it? Gold Rush Days. No, it's not. Oh, those guys. Okay, those older dudes. I see. Back when Porky was the star. Right. Okay. Let's get this jowl. That's a little too much. Smooth out the inside there, will ya? Thanks. I always struggle with contrast between two shapes in some of these. But I think I've done it okay. Ease that up a little, just a smidgen. There used to be some shading there. Alright, yeah, that should do it. Should be good. Yeah, that should work. And then get a little bit of the light out here. Okay. Now for the body. Wow. Maybe something a little darker to kind of... No, maybe not that dark. Definitely not that thick of an outline, though. Yeah, it makes sense that the area under his mouth would be pretty dark, considering that he's got the jowls there. But the rest of his body should be pretty basic, I think. Maybe the inclination of some lights hitting it a specific way. Go in there with the eraser again. I think we got it. Wow, that was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. These drawing streams have been going shorter lately. Maybe I'm getting better. Who knows? Just a little more shading on the back here. Maybe above. Just a little more in the back. That kind of looks good. Hold on. Let me try down here with that again. Nah, just on the one side looks fine. Okay, yeah. A little down here, though. Just a little. Okay, and backgrounds. Well, we've had a few backgrounds of people just in houses, and that's the kind of thing that Droopy tends to do. Maybe we'll do a gradient based off of the Droopy title cards. Which looked like it was just this aquamarine. Not aquamarine, more so just a plain old green, honestly. Definitely more on the blue side, though. Yeah, there we go. And then on top of that, we have the darker green. And that one would go like this. Hold on, I gotta find the brush. It's a little too much. Hold on. What if I just did it like this? Yeah. Yeah, I can live with that. And of course, can't forget, you gotta sign it. Oh, I keep forgetting to save until the end every time I do one of these. Goodness. Well, okay, so we went about as long as yesterday, so we'll be fine. I thought we were gonna go faster than that, but no, I'm cool with these streams being the way they are. All right, well, I hope you guys liked the picture and me making it. Tomorrow we will be back with Tears of the Kingdom. I've been waiting to come back to that one, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. And then we'll be doing that for a little while. If you liked what you saw, be sure to follow and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll be seeing you back here tomorrow, so have yourselves a very good night and goodbye.